Hey there, I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate.
And today we're taking a look at Super Mega Lucky Box by Gamewright.
That's a mouthful with this one, Super Mega Lucky Box, and it's easy to get those words mixed up. I want to say Mega Super Lucky Box or something like that. But anyhow, this is a flip and write game in which you are going to be flipping over cards, marking numbers off of your little scoreboards. This is a lot like bingo meets, I don't know, what would you say? Not Yahtzee per se, but it's got elements of trying to complete different sets or different kind of things. So, in fact, let's just go down below. We'll show you how this game works. We'll come back.
Sudoku.
There you go, Sudoku. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. We'll go down below, show you guys how this game works, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on this one.
All right, we've got Super Mega Lucky Box, a spectacularly fun game on the table here. Let's take a look at this flip and write game from Phil Walker-Harding. In this game, players are going to be dealt 5 of these Lucky Box cards, and they're going to get rid of 2 cards, keeping 3. And you are going to have a stack of number cards here. There's 18 of them, but each round you're only going to play with half the deck. You're going to shuffle this up and deal out 9, getting rid of the other half. And you want to make sure that you've got your moon tokens and your lightning bolt tokens, and that every player has a scorecard and a dry erase marker. Now, how this game works is you are trying to fill up all of these boxes on your scorecard, the bigger boxes here in this 3x3 grid, and you're going to gain some bonuses along the outsides of your scoring cards. But you are wanting to try to complete these as quickly as you can. There are going to be 4 rounds in a game, and you're going to get points based off of which round that you complete your scoring cards. So let's show you how this works. I flip over a card and I announce to everyone in the game the number is 5. And so all players will look on their cards here, and they are going to cross off one and only one 5. So I've got a 5 here that I could cross off. I've got 2 5s here. I could choose one of those 2. I don't have any 5s over here, so I'm going to cross this one out right here. And then once everybody's done that, we reveal the next card. It is a 7, and so now we repeat the process. So I would look, and I can cross off 1 7. I'm going to go here because all I need now is to get this 8, and I will gain a lightning bolt. And we'll look at the next card. Look at that, it is an 8. All right, so now I get to mark that off. And I have filled up this entire column. I get to use my lightning bolt. And what lightning bolts do, I take one from the pile here. I can spend a lightning bolt on a card. So let's flip over the next card. And it's a 4. And if I don't want a 4, say I want maybe a 5 for some reason, I can spend a lightning bolt and say I'm making that 4 to be a 5. And I can mark this one off right here. Alternatively, I could say I want to make that 4 a 3, and I would get to do that as well, because lightning bolts change the number by +1 or -1. You can also spend more than one lightning bolt, so I could spend 2 to make this 4 become a 2 or a 6. If I ever get a moon, so let's say that I do get a 6 and a 9 here, then I will get to take a moon token. Now, what moon tokens are good for, you're not going to do anything with them throughout the course of the game, but at the end of the game, the player who has the most moon tokens, they're going to get 6 points. The player who has the fewest is going to lose 6 points. So you want to try to make sure that you either have the most or you are somewhere in the middle. You don't want to be the fewest. If you complete one of the rows or columns that's connected to a number, let's say I complete this one here and I get this 2. I mark off the 2, and I find a 2 somewhere on any one of my cards, so long as it's not one of the little bonus boxes, and I mark that one off. That's like a free number. Now, if you get the question mark, so let's say that I get the 1, I get the 3, then I get to mark the question mark off, and I get any number I want anywhere on any of my cards. Again, so long as it's a big number, not one of the bonus numbers. That's the gist of the game. You play until this deck runs out. If you've completed any one of your cards, having marked off all of the main big boxes, so the 3x3 grid, then I've completed that card and I get to score it. I keep a tally mark in the round for whichever round that I complete that. So if it's round 1, I'm going to mark it right here. And then I will cash that in. Oh, I forgot about the stars here. So say you get a star real quick. You're going to fill in a star for whatever round it is, and you're going to gain points depending on how many stars you've collected that round, 1, 4, or 9. That's the gist of the game. Players are going to get one more new card given to them for each round. After 4 rounds, you're going to add up all of your points. You will get 1 point for every 2 numbers that you have marked off on cards that you did not complete. Whoever has the most points is going to be the winner, and that is how you play Super Mega Lucky Box. Let's go back up top and share our thoughts on this one.
All right, we're back, and now we're going to share our thoughts on Super Mega Lucky Box from a gamer and non-gamer's perspective. So Sam, seeing this out on the table for the first time, you've got these big bubble art, bubble font letters, bright colors, lots of numbers. What were your first impressions seeing this on the board?
The fonts and everything they use reminds me of The Price is Right.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like it.
Old school Price is Right. Yeah, I do see that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the colors and stuff. So that was my first thought.
Okay. Don't know how that strikes you if you're a fan of The Price is Right. I know I am. Getting into it, figuring out how the game works. Tell me a little bit about how that was for you as a non-gamer.
I liked this game a lot. I thought it's really fun. It's kind of, I wouldn't even say strategy. It's thanky in the way that you have to, figure out which ones you're going for.
Okay, yeah.
But I liked it. I thought it was a really good one to play with non-gamers. It's a really enjoyable, fun, interactive game.
Yeah, I think so too, because with every turn of the card, the game is changing right in front of you, not just for yourself, but for everyone else. And you hear the other players, either going, yes, or no, I don't need that.
Yeah.
And so it feels like with every flip of the card, everybody is getting sucked further into this game. Now that being said, it is a light game. I mean, you are just marking off numbers, so there's not a whole lot of brain burning going on with this.
But it's really, I mean, when you're getting more cards and you start to mark off more numbers, and then you're getting to, because you finish a row, you get to mark, it gets really
combo-y.
Yeah, and I really liked that.
Yeah, me too.
You start, one number just has this cascade effect for the entire game, and I think that's really fun.
I've said it before in other videos that one of my favorite experiences in board gaming is when you're able to chain things together and it leaves you feeling like you just accomplished something, or you're really smart. You're not really going to get really smart in this game, but you are going to have that sense of, man, that's the card I needed, and it just gave me everything. And you're going to feel like you just conquered the world.
It's almost like, I'm not sure if I'll say this right, machine building or
engine building.
Yeah. I mean, very, very, on the very, very lower level.
In small little snippets,
but
perhaps.
But that's kind of what it feels like. And those are the games that I really do enjoy, because as you get further into it, it just builds on itself.
Yeah. The more numbers you get, the more this ends up happening for you. Now, I will say there is the rare possibility that you're just extremely unlucky and you don't get the numbers you need time and time again, and you're left feeling like, I really didn't get to hardly do anything each time. That's very unlikely to happen to the same person the entire game. But it could happen, I suppose. And you do want to keep that in mind, that there still is the luck factor as far as flipping those cards over, and you just don't get the numbers you need, or maybe the score cards that you're marking the numbers off have all of the same numbers on them. There was a time where I had a lot of 7, 8s, and 9s on all of the same cards, and I needed 1s, 2s, or 3s because those were the cards that were coming out, and I just didn't have them. That can happen. This game's so quick and light, and it's over before you know it, that I don't think it's anything that really is just, I'm so tired of this game, and you throw it out the window. More often than not, it's an enjoyable experience, I feel like. Yeah. The components are nice with this. I really enjoyed the lightning bolts and the moon tokens. I thought that was a very nice touch that makes this feel like it's not just a big box store game that you're gonna pick up and feel like, oh, this is a cheap piece of what. And this is a solid game.
Yeah.
It may not look like it just by a glance and looking at it on the shelf. It kind of looks like it's maybe a big box game, and by that I mean those cheap games that aren't very fun. But you open it up and it's surprising. It's very well done.
Yeah.
It's Phil Walker-Harding, so it shouldn't be a shock, but it's a very good game. So let's get into pros and cons on this. Sam, you as a non-gamer, what were the things you really enjoyed about Super Mega Lucky Box?
It's super easy to understand. I think it's very enjoyable. I think it introduces you to, like I said, very minuscule maybe, but engine building, just because you do need to pay attention to what you're marking off, what's it going to get you, how's it going to affect the rest of your cards. I think it's a very quick game as well.
Yeah, box is 20 minutes.
Yeah. So I think those are all really benefits for a non-gamer.
I want to throw out there one thing that I really enjoyed. This game plays from 1 to 6, and a lot of these smaller games don't play all the way up to 6. They play oftentimes up to 4, maybe 5. Rarely do they ever play all the way up to 6.
Yeah.
I very much enjoy that. The more people you get on this one, the more oohs and ahs are going to happen with it. So anything that you weren't too good with Super Mega Lucky Box?
I mean, I think that a non-gamer is always going to have, I don't know, it's luck-based for the most part. And I think sometimes that can be difficult for a non-gamer if they're continue to be unlucky, like Lance said, or so I think that can be frustrating, but in general, I don't think that that's going to be the consensus for most non-gamers. Yeah,
I would agree with that. Yeah. For me, guys, I didn't really have hardly any cons with this whatsoever. I mean, you do have to realize it is a 20-minute flip and right kind of game, and if that's what your expectations are with it, you're going to have a good time with this one. I think it's solid. So, yeah. All right, let's get into our scores. Scale of 1 to 10, love to hate. What do you give this one?
I really like this game. I would give it a 7.9.
Yeah. Excellent rating there. In fact, I was kind of in the same ballpark. I was going to say 7.7 with this one. I would absolutely be down to play this one just about any time, any game night that we've got 20 minutes to spare.
Yeah.
It's a really good game. Solid game. Really enjoy it. So that is Super Mega Lucky Box from Gamewright. Check it out.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to bridge the gap between gamers and non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.